Hey, my bones, SilverDFanng back with more YouTube reactions. This time around, we got Why Women Love This Fan Service Anime by Mimiyori. So, I haven't seen Mimiyori sub before, but it's been recommended to me a lot, so I wanted to check out one of her videos. This is one of her biggest, three of her videos blew up, and this was one of them. And it's about My Dress Up Darling, which I am a big fan of. Enjoy.
It's rare to see an ecchi anime.
Okay. Why Women Love This Fan Service Anime by Mimiyori. I don't know Mimiyori. I've seen her pop up here and there. I wanted to give her a try. This is the second biggest viewership of a video she has on her channel. Like, everything else is around the range of, 300K. This one and two others hit 1 million, and I'm curious why these in particular. So, why women love this fan service anime? I love My Dress Up Darling. I think it's a great show, but let's see what she says. Pose like the first emo or something. I'm saying Nietzsche, but pose up there.
It's rare to see an ecchi anime beloved by so many women online.
Women love boobs too! Yeah, brother!
But My Dress Up Darling breaks the mold. How come?
Because it's about cosplay. It's about cute high school girls who genuinely just has an interest in cosplay. It's not meant to be graphic. It's ecchi because she's a cute girl wearing scantily clad stuff, but it is very sweet. It's not made for a male gaze.
Today, we're diving into why
But there definitely is a male gaze to be seen.
Marine Kitagawa and this unexpected rom-com have charmed a female audience, despite the abundant fan service.
Lot of fan service. Lot of boobies.
Written and illustrated by Shinichi Fukuda, My Dress Up Darling, or its original Japanese name, Sono Bisku Doru wa Koi o Suru, began its serialization as a manga back in 2018.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say to this. So, is this normal for manga and I'm guessing porn magazines in Japan to be combined? Because, I'm getting Playboy meets manga here. Girl, I'm going to be honest. If I tried it, it would be even worse. She sounded at least a little bit right.
In Young Gangan magazine. The story follows Wakana...
Young Gangan... Ooh, yeah, some Young Gangans are definitely doing something.
Back in 2018 in Young Gangan magazine. The story follows Wakana...
Yes.
Gojo,
hentai is manga.
A first-year high school student who loves Hina dolls, a Japanese style of doll that wear traditional Heian period clothing. These Hina dolls are handcrafted with incredible precision and given delicate, unique, beautiful features by the painter. Gojo's grandfather owns a shop dedicated to the dolls, and ever since he was a child has been infatuated with them and dreamed of becoming a kashirashi, or Hina doll maker. After being made fun of by a childhood friend for having a girly interest...
Yeah, look, these dolls are very unnerving. I respect the craft and the artmanship, like the detail in making the little clothes, making the faces, the hair. It is a lot of work, and I can appreciate it. I agree with Guri, it is creepy.
You're a freak!
Freaky boy!
What's wrong with you, Wakana? Dolls are for girls. Boys aren't supposed to play with them. You're not my friend. I hate you!
How dare you like cute things? Ew.
Gojo resigns himself to living a lonely life of only focusing on his craft, rather than making connections, for fear of being hated because of what he loves. One day, while working on the clothing for a Hina doll, Gojo's sewing machine breaks, forcing him to use the one at his school after hours. There, he meets Marin Kitagawa, an extraordinarily beautiful, popular, friendly girl in his class.
we call them Gyarus.
Marin is blown away by Gojo's ability to sew and admires
Welcome,
his Hina
Tata
doll,
Monster.
making her the first person to show
Hey,
an interest
Tater!
in Gojo's hobby. Marin
Young Gungan is a Square Enix published manga, by the way. Are you serious? Is it usually that pornographic? Well, not pornographic. Is it usually that lewd? Gyaru is a specific style type. Yes, and I'm saying she is a Gyaru. I'm saying she's a Gyaru.
then explains
Incoming
that she wants
ad
to make
break.
her own cosplay so that she can become her favorite character, Shizuku-tan, despite knowing nothing about sewing.
By the way, Shizuka is from a raunchy dating sim.
Because of the kindness Marin showed Gojo,
So, does every Gyaru have to be tanned? Like, I know, like, tan tends to be, but very Gyaru, but isn't Gyaru also, like, the one fang, the colored, like, blonde bleach hair, the high attention to eye, like, mascara and piercings?
he agrees to help her create a cosplay from scratch with his genius.
Can I recommend a peak fight after the video? 5 minutes? 1 second.
sewing prowess. From there, the couple grow closer, and Gojo slowly opens up more and more to Marin as they keep working together on more cosplays.
For everyone watching the video and Krilled. So, that is my Discord. That's Lepton Lounge. Join it. There's a submission channel. That's where I get all these videos. Put them in there and I'll watch them eventually.
It's a romantic comedy slice of life with ecchi elements. Like I mentioned before, My Dress-Up Darling was serialized in a seinen magazine, Young Gangan.
Okay, I'm sorry.
My Dress-Up Darling was serialized in a seinen magazine, Young
This is Square Enix? Tater, you're telling me this is Square Enix? I dab up Square Enix.
Gangan. Seinen is a genre that caters towards adult men, and popular stories in the genre are often dark, gritty dramas.
True.
However, it's also the case that seinen magazines are typically filled to the brim with sexy women and ecchi manga. If you don't know what ecchi is, however, it's also the case that seinen magazines are typically filled to the brim with sexy women and ecchi manga.
Oh shit! Okay, I meant to reverse that.
I'm hungry.
You don't know. If you don't
Okay. Don't judge me. You thought that was funny too.
know what ecchi means, I'll briefly explain it. Basically, it's a subgenre for anime and manga that contain a lot of sexual content and imagery without explicitly being pornographic.
It's porn without without penetration, pretty much. That's what ecchi is.
My Dress-Up Darling is certainly one of those cases, and if you don't believe me,
I'll tell you why. Kill la Kill was a beautifully made action show with cool concepts and twists and turns that always kept you going. And the final arc with her sister and her mom was lovely.
just watch episode 2. Most Western fans refer to these moments as fan service, and it's not uncommon to see ecchi scenes in genres other than seinen. But I can say with confidence that My Dress-Up Darling is much more sexual
look at that boob
overall
jiggles.
than something like Bleach, for example. Ecchi shows are often made for the male gaze, and most women I know aren't really interested in the genre. So why does this one resonate differently?
Modern female icon. We like boobs too.
Why be rude about it? Making fun of the things people like is not hot.
Marin isn't
Amen,
a passive
brother.
object. She's driven, passionate, and in control of her sexuality. She gets shy in certain situations where it would make
Yeah, like she said, episode 2 was a lot.
Sense to, but overall she feels very comfortable with herself and isn't ashamed of her body. Maureen proudly expresses her love of erotic games, even though it's a pretty taboo and strange hobby to have. Her favorite character and first cosplay, Shizuku-tan, is from one such game.
Shizuku Kuroe-tan, from Saint Slippery's Academy for Girls, Young Ladies of the Humiliation Club!
No joke, literally the first cosplay they make is from a hentai visual novel.
I'm sorry, what?
Despite the game being a
You're right, Taylor. Not all female raiders or male raiders, it's like, oh, it's a male raider, so it has to be, like, very male gaze, or it's like, oh, female, it has to be female gaze. But you're right, this female author knew how to really play with female perspectives.
super hardcore eroge, Maureen spouts off its content to Gojo like it's nothing, who is completely dumbfounded by its degeneracy. But
yeah, you're right, Gert. Doro, female writer. That might be one of the most masculine anime/manga I have seen in a decade.
But Maureen doesn't notice because she doesn't see this type of interest to be shameful or embarrassing. She likes it, so she's gonna talk about it, regardless of what people think of her. Maureen's love for cosplay and eroge feels relatable and empowering, especially to women with niche or unconventional hobbies. And like Maureen says,
When you find something that you're really excited about, does gender matter?
speaking of gender, while
I should have watched this with a female VTuber. I kind of realize now I should have gotten one of my VTuber female friends. Or female passing.
I was looking through this official My Dress Up Darling fan book, I noticed a quote from the character designer and chief animation director.
By the way, sorry for cutting it off there, but I actually have the limited edition premium box set for Dress Up Darling Season 1. And it's not this big, but we also got a little thing about all the art and stuff. It's so cool. I love it. I love collecting premium box sets.
Kazumasu Ishida that really caught my eye. The interviewer asks, "What was it about Maureen that appealed to you?" And he replies with,
"She's straightforward, full of confidence, and delightful to watch in action.
All true.
She may be an otaku, but she's accepted by her peers. In a sense, she's unbeatable.
Yeah, she's immortal.
She chases her dreams without a hint of irony. I don't think there's anything about her that would turn off audiences of any gender."
And that's true. She is a bubbly, likable girl, but she's not stuck up. She's not stupid. She's just driven by what she loves, but she does get embarrassed. She does understand when other people might have issues, but like later, because she is just enjoying life. It's hard to really not like Mirin.
Finally, I love the way she looks.
Marin.
Kazumasu is an incredible animation director who also worked on Wonder Egg Priority, which has strikingly beautiful animation despite its many controversies.
Those controversies being its last 4 episodes being a complete dumpster fire that destroys and tarnishes the whole anime as a whole. And that's not me being over the top. It is one of the few times where literally the last couple of episodes ruins every other element of the anime. I would tell you to go watch it, but I respect you more.
It's no wonder that the anime adaptation of My Dress Up Darling looks so
Hope
gorgeous
everyone
with
enjoys
someone
it
like him
here.
involved.
Please follow
When
the
Kazumasu
stream.
said, "I don't think there's anything about her that would turn off audiences of any gender," I thought, wow, that's such an interesting line from one of the head creators of the anime, and it really is true. Maureen is nearly unhateable by both male and female viewers. Her personality is just that great. Maureen is the first person to actively take an interest in Gojo's passion for Hina dolls, where she asks to see his doll after running into him in the home ec room.
That makes so much sense, no wonder! So, is that a Hina doll? Let me see it!
Yeah, here you go.
Wow. She's so beautiful.
Maureen calls
Boys and girls, if you want to impress a nerdy, quiet person, just tell them that their fixation isn't weird, or or out of the blue and just appreciate something about it, they will fall madly in love with you.
Calls the doll beautiful and really admires the craftsmanship put into it, which blows Gojo away since he thought people would hate him for having a feminine interest. Despite his fears, Marin actually validates his love for Hina dolls,
It's delicious
which he
chef
returns in
spiral.
full force by validating her hobby soon after, by helping her create cosplays.
Look, that's not their fault. Look, some creepy people are just creepy people. I'm sorry.
Marin is very proactive and she works to get what she wants. She doesn't do it by trampling people, though. She's aware of others' boundaries, but that doesn't stop her assertive personality from taking control. Like, for example, when she invites herself to Gojo's house in episode 2. Marin looked up his Hina doll store and made her way there, and basically lets herself in. Not before giving Gojo a cheesecake, though, so at least she has some manners. When Gojo starts getting insecure about people at school thinking him and Marin are a couple, she doesn't give up on Gojo even after he starts purposely avoiding her. Instead, she tracks him down and forces him to open up to her about his insecurity before instantly reassuring him and taking him along on a fun shopping date. Marin has the personality of a leader through and through. She may not be a genius at everything, but her ability to plan, proactiveness, people skills, and overall confidence make her such a great role model, at least in my opinion.
I will say, this would make her very, like, a Mary Sue, where, like, she is just, like, too perfect, but she's very close to a Mary Sue. She does have flaws, but most of those flaws don't really hinder her. And that's the biggest problem with a Mary Sue, is a perfect carry. The male version would be a Mary Sam or something, I don't know. But, like, she's very close. She has a rich personality, and we do see her blush and stuff, but it's not really a fault. I do love my Dress Up Darling, but Marin is a little bit of a Mary Sue. Whenever Gojo feels insecure or feels rattled, she knows the perfect thing to say, which feels very unrealistic.
When I asked my Dress Up Darling fan Evie Leafy, on Twitter why she thinks Marin is such a popular character among women, she replied, "Marin being a girl who's very passionate but also open-minded is inspiring. Throughout the series, she's helped and inspired many with her passion and love for her hobby."
Sorry, I cut my finger again.
Gojo has a hobby he cares about just as passionately as Marin, that being the creation of Hina dolls. He was made fun of for
A lot of anime characters have a way high emotional intelligence than kids that age usually have. Oh yeah, it's because they're being written by 40-year-olds. And some of them forget that they're writing teenagers and not them.
having such a seemingly feminine interest.
What's wrong with you, Wakana? Dolls are for girls!
Which pretty much traumatized him into becoming a very reserved person and not sharing much about himself with others. In the end, a young Gojo decided to choose Hina dolls over human relationships, and thus spent a huge chunk of his formative years focusing only on making Hina dolls rather than friends.
So, I didn't have a fixation with Hina dolls, but I was an anime fan. Nowadays, anime is mainstream. But I think Gur and Tater, probably around the same age as me, can probably agree. If you said you were an anime fan in middle school or high school, you were going to get looks of either uncomfort or what the fuck that is. Anime was seen as taboo. It was seen as you are lesser. Even the people that didn't like full on say gross or weird, you see in their face that they saw you in a different light. Again, we're talking about you're a fan of a subgenre of TV. But it's true. It was ostracizing. Yeah, anime made you a pariah. You had to find it online. Literally, I didn't tell people I was into anime until after high school. It just made life easy.
Gojo feels completely alone in his obsession with the dolls and thinks that no one else can understand him because of it. His grandpa is concerned about this and brings it up in the first episode, but
not in my high school. And I went to a city high school. Like, I didn't come from a small town. Even in my high school of thousands of students, we did not have enough people to fully come out and say, hey, we like anime. It wasn't until college age, and then like some of the colleges had anime clubs.
Gojo lies and brushes it off.
But have you had any time to make real friends?
Of course, I
Real
have
friends are lame.
Lots of them, actually, but they're in different clubs, so it's hard to plan stuff.
When Gojo first meets Mari, he thinks to
her
himself,
head.
we live in two completely different worlds. I can't believe she just...
The frozen hinterlands of Canada. Yeah, the frozen hinterlands of Vancouver, a metropolitan city with millions of people.
Spoke to me. But in reality, their
I'm
situations
hungry.
mirror each other and they actually have a lot in common. Even if at first it doesn't appear so. When it comes to Gojo, story editor and scriptwriter for the anime, Yoriko Tomita, had this to say about him.
I doubt I'm the only one that feels this way, but I think Wakana is the ideal man, and it's only natural that Maureen would fall for him. He's kind, he doesn't say tactless things, and he's incredibly considerate. He has dreams and goals he's working toward.
No, he's not the perfect man. Because he is indecisive, he is always in his head panicking, he's insecure, and he's also, yeah, he's polite, but he's polite because he's afraid of being rejected. That's not out of thinking of other people, he's scared for himself. And that is some really deep emotional trauma that he needs therapy. Don't call that the perfect man. He's a good man, but he needs help.
Make you want to cheer him on.
Yeah,
He
perfectionism
does occasionally
myth.
make pessimistic assumptions, but he always speaks up about them eventually, so they rarely...
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Earlier in the video, we showed that Marin literally had to hunt him down and drag it out of him. He was not going to do anything if Marin didn't hunt him down.
lead to trouble. He's also able to pick up on what people who share his mindset are feeling and help them out, like he did with Shinju. He's exactly the sort of person I'd love to have around, and since I'd be able to rest easy if I had someone like him by my side, I took great care to make the viewers feel the same way.
Originality is a myth.
Wakana is respectful, shy, and supportive, not your typical pervy protagonist. However,
I do agree, we don't need as many one-line assholes as our main.
Gojo is a teenage boy, so
Edgy.
of course he has his fantasies and often gets flustered
By the way, this is the pilot episode.
by Marin's body, but he never touches her without her
Episode
consent,
2.
and is very apologetic when accidents do happen.
Breathe. Concentrate. And whatever you do, do not actually touch Kitagawa.
It's a cute scene.
Gojo also never puts the onus on Marin whenever he gets flustered. He actually beats himself up for it and calls him.
Yeah. It's because his self-worth is in the dumpsters because of what a kid called him as a child. That's called trauma.
Self-pathetic.
I didn't mean to interrupt you while you were changing.
No, that's fine, but you good? Stomach ache or...
No, I'm completely fine. Please don't worry.
It's literally just a bathing suit. I'm so pathetic.
He treats her as a human being and often puts his personal feelings aside to support her cosplay endeavors, showing a very selfless, masculine side of himself when doing so. Much like how many ecchi are designed for the viewer to project onto the male MC, it's completely flipped on its head here. It's not hard to believe that female viewers see themselves as Marin and imagine a relationship with Gojo, who is basically the perfect boyfriend.
Once again, no. Again, everyone's perfect, it's different, but do not frame it as perfect. This man is a good, nice man, but he has some deep-seated trauma that someone needs to tell him that it's okay to be him. It is okay to be a little selfish. It's okay to speak your mind. The perfect man should not be... So every man I usually see is aggressive in my face, so the perfect man is someone that lets me be the aggressor. It's like, no! There is a middle ground. Communication's important, people.
It's obvious that many women are drawn to his gentle masculinity and emotional intelligence.
Ta-da! I wore a bathing suit.
Boobies.
It's not really accurate to boil down the ecchi genre to only represent anime and manga that are sloppy or poorly written, simply
True.
because they happen to contain sexual content. Just because the sexual content may seem juvenile or tasteless to some, it doesn't necessarily taint the story as a whole solely for having fans.
Some stories actually are better because of ecchi, not because, hey, boobs are great. Boobs are great, but no. Because some stories, some angles, you kind of need that kind of body look. Yeah, GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, the anime we're looking at right now, is a good example. So is Golden Boy.
Service within it. While there are plenty of trashy
Not
ecchi
this
shows
one.
that are pretty much just goon slop for teenage boys to crank it to, there are also classic anime and
Ranma?
manga that
Yeah,
are highly
Ranma
regarded
1/2 is
within
good.
the ecchi genre alongside the
Golden
kinda
Boy is a great
stupid ones.
comedy.
In other words, not all ecchi are created equal, and
Correct.
I believe this is a key component in My Dress Up Darling's success. Something I really like about Marin and Gojo's dynamic is how it kind of feels like a role reversal to the typical hot-headed boy.
If you guys have not watched the remake, I recommend the remake of Ranma. I've watched season 1 and season 2, and it is so good.
And meek, shy girl couple. In a different ecchi show, maybe Gojo would be the one leading their relationship and being more assertive, while Marin struggles with her self-confidence. But no, here it's the complete opposite. Marin takes control of virtually every scene she's in. She's the one showing off her body, and Gojo is the one freaking out because of it. Instead of an anime girl and an ecchi going kya when the MC cops a feel, Gojo is the one going kya whenever Marin does, well, anything.
So I love that this woman is like, it's like, oh, it's so rare. Yeah, it's rare in anime, but in real life, this is normal, because if you try anything else but panic, you might be labeled as gross or misogynistic, or the cops might get called. So it's easier to panic and not see, what's in front of you, because you never know how the other person's going to react.
Not only that, but because the series is about cosplay, it makes sense we would be seeing a lot of Marin's body. And paired with her outgoing and unashamed personality, it makes sense that we'd get to see a lot of her body.
It makes
The fan
sense.
service moments feel diegetic.
I was waiting for this one. This is like episode 5 or 6. This is their first, they went to a con to cosplay. And they learned some costumes need to breathe. Accuracy is important, but you also need to make sure that the wearer doesn't die of heat stroke.
They don't really take me out of the show or make me feel like I'm intruding on this fictional character by watching. Marin's love of cosplay is
So much
totally
underboob.
contagious, and the fan service scenes where she's cosplaying feel celebratory of the hobby rather than exploitative. Marin loves the female form, as shown by her Shizuku addiction, and when she shows off her body, you can feel the pure confidence she exudes. Marin pretty much only gets embarrassed when it comes to her feelings towards Gojo, like when she realizes he thinks she's beautiful, a word that he purposely doesn't use very often.
北川さん、とても綺麗でした。俺にとって綺麗は特別なものに対する言葉になって、心から思った時でないと言えないと言いますか。
I'm so glad she showed the whole scene. That scene is, in my mind, the okay, I'm hooked for the end, or okay, this was cute, but I'm gonna, if a season 2 happens, maybe I'll see it. No. When you saw this scene, and that scene is played in whole, you're like, I'm locked in, or it's not for me. I was fucking locked in. They're still not together after season 2.
I will say, amongst the shower of praise I'm releasing onto this show, there's one type of fan service in My Dress Up Darling that I absolutely hate. Sajuna Inui. Now, I don't think Juju is a horrible
I know where this is going. I can't fully disagree with her, but I'll let her explain.
character. She's alright, and she has her appeal. However, the scene where Gojo walks in on her in the shower and sees everything is very, very tasteless in my opinion. I feel dirty even watching that part, along with the scene where we get an up-close panty shot while she's lying in her bed. It totally just feels like audience voyeurism, not the diegetic cosplay fan service that the show usually offers.
That's one of the bad ones. The other thing is, so she looked very young to you guys, right? So she's actually older than Mirin and Gojo. She's a second or third year in high school. But because of her body shape, she does cosplay a lot of children. Yeah, I get it.
Incoming at break.
She is a lot older, and technically they're all underage, and it makes it really weird. But like when she stands out, and she literally only really cosplays children because of her body shape, yeah, it gets weird.
ねえねえ、それなんとかってアニメのやつ？超オタクじゃん。ないわ。
おめえがねえわ。
Cosplay, despite being something that anyone can participate in, is predominantly a female hobby. There are multiple reasons for this, like how women are expected to learn makeup for daily life, so learning cosplay makeup isn't a very big stretch. How women cosplaying men is totally normal and accepted, while men cosplaying female characters is still very taboo and frowned upon. Like how women tend to know more about hairstyling, so
look, again, we put in different cultures, but most cultures in this case, we put different gender norms in different categories. It's gross. Just be who you want to be.
So taking care of wigs and adjusting them to their needs is also less of a hurdle. Obviously, this...
As someone who does cosplay a little bit and has a wig, yeah, I definitely went the deep end, and like I did not know what fucking I was doing, and I destroyed my first wig.
Isn't the case for all women. I like to cosplay sometimes,
oh, she's
and
cute.
I'm pretty shit at all of the skills involved, but I think you understand my point. Overall, cosplay is a female-centric hobby, and My Dress Up Darling treats this hobby with the utmost care and respect. There are scenes for every single step of a homemade cosplayer's journey, whether it be mapping out your design, picking out fabrics, choosing a suitable wig to style, eye tapes, face tapes, specific makeup looks.
This anime does. We've talked mostly about the characters and like the etchiness. It is a very deep dive into cosplay. You can learn how to be a good cosplayer by watching My Dress Up Darling. Like, no joke.
For your character's personality, there's a scene where Gojo explains how to wash your wig after use, which is a very helpful tip for anyone new to cosplaying or interested in the craft.
あとは水をかいて押し洗いをし、タオルで挟んで水気を切り、最後に陰干しにして終わりです。
なんだ、超余裕。
Not only that, the show even talks about the process of taking photos and doing touch-ups.
I love this camera because you don't have to change the lens for effects or different lighting.
That's interesting. But when would you switch out the lens?
It really depends on what you're going for. It's fun to experiment. Each lens makes it look totally different even when it's the same shot.
My Dress Up Darling treats cosplaying and cosplayers with so much love, care, and reverence, so of course women, the primary cosplayers of the world, would be drawn to this show. When I asked Marine _Wakana, another My Dress Up Darling focused account on Twitter, if she thought the series handled the art of cosplay well as a cosplayer herself, she wrote, In my opinion, the anime and manga do it perfectly. The mangaka really did her research and asked the right people. The makeup, wigs, and costumes are also detailed, and also the conventions capture everything so well. Even though not all of us have a gojo, we can buy or try to make our own cosplays, and it's pretty much the same.
In season 2, we do get introduced to more cosplayers in different like groups. Some of them friends that like work together, some single people. Season 1, we did meet the sisters, one that does a lot of the camera and one that does the cosplaying. So we do see a bunch of different, pretty common cosplay groups. Sometimes it is couples. You do see a lot of couples. You do see a lot of siblings. You do see a lot of women in groups. You do see a lot of singles. And we get a lot of different ideas from them.
Process. Gojo takes it too far sometimes. He's a perfectionist. When I saw Marin cosplay, it made me want to do it too, and it was the best decision ever. Seeing others cosplay can give you the inspiration to try it out for yourself and discover a new passion. This happens to
That's what
one
happened for
such
me.
character in the series, Shinju Inui. Shinju is a bit of a difficult character to talk about because I find her both interesting and terrible at the same time. I really don't like how hard the show focuses on a middle schooler's chest size.
Yeah, I was about to say, so she's the younger sister of the Lolibait we were talking about earlier. And, yep, middle schooler with a massive rack.
But I also appreciated exploring the difficulties women with larger busts have when cosplaying certain characters, like men. Shinju's arc revolves around her being afraid to cosplay her favorite character, a boy, because she's worried her body type won't fit, and that her cosplay attempt would ultimately disappoint her sister, Juju. However, Gojo supports her dream of cosplaying the character and helps her in every step of the process, including buying a chest binder. Shinju's
warning, look at chest binding tutorials and look at different types, because a lot of chest binders can cause breathing issues and like injuries. And if you feel like it's tight, take it off. Do not do something painful for the look.
The arc really shows the endless possibility of cosplay and complements Juju's arc of fulfilling the dreams you thought were impossible through the art of cosplaying. No matter what body type, what gender, what age, as long as you enjoy giving life to your favorite character, it's a great cosplay. This is a message that we see conveyed throughout My Dress Up Darling, a wonderful message that I'm sure many viewers appreciated, men and women alike. Cosplaying and being an otaku in general can be ostracizing,
Yep.
even in Japan, where you might think it's commonplace.
Nope.
While it is common to have a passing interest in some TV anime like One Piece, or even keep up with the latest shonen jump,
Manga is popular.
If you're an actual hardcore otaku who spends most of your time watching anime, going to conventions, and cosplaying, you will most likely be judged, even in the birthplace of the medium.
There's a famous documentary from the early 2000s called Otaku, and it is they treat these mostly guys as parasites and like the failures of their culture. It is very gross and hard to watch.
Japan. Cosplay in particular can be quite tricky to navigate due to the much stricter culture of IP and copyright protections in Japan. You basically shouldn't cosplay outside unless you are at a very specific sanctioned anime event, and if you challenge this notion, you could be hit with some very violent vitriol, such as one particular Marcel cosplayer. This happened to the Japanese cosplayer Shikano Tsuno, who attended the Osaka Expo as the elf after reading up on the official rules of the event, which didn't forbid cosplay. Osaka Expo is primarily an event focusing on various countries showcasing technological and cultural contributions, so not really a pop culture or otaku event. Even so, Tsuno wanted to be Marcel, and the rules allowed cosplay. After exercising her free will by becoming Marcel at the expo and recording her journey on her note blog, she received thousands of hate comments and even some death threats. Jay Allen, the writer of the Unseen Japan article where I found this information, wrote, "Some social media users lit into her for sullying the image of Marcel by attending a non-otaku."
Hey, nerds. Fuck off. Anime should not be a little thing that goes into this little thing. Obviously, don't wear cosplay at a funeral, but you're not harming anyone by dressing up in a character. You're not harming anyone by presenting yourself in a different fashion choice at all. Sullying the character because it's not an official otaku event? What the fuck are you talking about? You're sullying the character by putting them in a fucking box. Literally, the character is feared and ostracized because she uses dark magic. You're literally just a racist elf.
Event in cosplay. People called her trash. Some even leaked personal information.
Okay, I am so... No matter how you feel, do not do this to other people. And it's never like the grossest people. It's always women. And usually women that are just presenting themselves in life. Don't do this. Do not destroy someone because you disagree.
About her, such as the name of the train station close to where she lives, resulting in her seeking advice from police. Basically, cosplaying outside of what is seen as a socially acceptable place to do it can get you into...
Everyone that wrote her, stand in line. I'm gonna get a bag of oranges and just start beating the shit out of you.
Some pretty hot water in Japan. Nevertheless, Marine's bubbly, carefree, yet assertive personality allows her to navigate being popular and well-liked despite her more nerdy interests, such as anime and cosplay. Mari never cares what others think of her, and she never backs down when it comes to something she loves. Her ability to be both popular and a nerd at heart, yet still super down-to-earth and kind, makes her an easy character to idolize, especially for female anime fans. Have you ever been in this situation?
Oh man, I sure wish I could watch more Mimiyori videos, but the ones on her channel aren't enough.
Or even, boy, I have so much extra money lying around, I sure do wish I could give a little bit of...
I think she's still making advertisements, so we'll watch
a month
it.
To
like
a
advertisement money.
Swirly Glasses freak, so that she can continue making epic content about my favorite Japanese animes.
Huzzah!
If so, I have the perfect deal for you.
Patreon?
At the lowest tier of the Mimiyori Patreon, $3 per month. I know you can scrounge around in your couch for that change. You get all Mimiyori videos at least a week before they premiere on YouTube. Plus, your name will appear at the end of all my future videos. Not only that, if a YouTube video gets taken down by Aniplex, I will upload it to Patreon as well. Like this Monica video that totally didn't get me 500 million hate comments.
I just wanted to say, I am working on, like, I do have a Patreon and I do have a Ko-Fi. I just don't know what to give you guys. Like, I'm mostly a streamer. Yes, I do YouTube content, but it's not like this. I don't know. Like, what kind of benefits would you like for, like, monthly payments, guys? Like, I'm actually curious.
Plus, you get access to my private Discord server. Ooh, we play Mudai in it. Ooh. If you're extra generous and can spare $10 or more a month, I make custom stickers and send them out to you, like these. And even if you don't want to commit, just like my ex-wife, you don't have to. You can simply make a one-time purchase of my early videos for $3, no strings attached. So please check out my Patreon and join as a free member. That way, if I release a video that looks particularly interesting, you can buy it in the future to support me. If you can't afford to join my Patreon as a paid member, the best way to support me is liking this video and subscribing here on YouTube. Okay, back to the video. If you've spent any time on Coquette or Kawaii Twitter/Tumblr, you've seen someone with a Marin icon. Marin is an undeniable mascot of kogyaru, kawaii fashion, cosplay, and many other feminine interests online. It's crazy because despite being an ecchi series, Marin has almost become a sort of feminist icon in online spaces.
This I knew. Like, yeah, no. When it comes to like women in that love anime, I've seen Marin a lot.
I asked a popular animanga-centered Twitter account, Milk, at Milky
Nice.
Moe,
I like
who
that
often
name.
posts about My Dress-Up Darling, why she thinks Marin is such a popular character among women in the anime sphere. This was her reply. I'd say Marin is popular among women in the animanga community due to her near universal relatability. Whether it's her passion for her special interests, her versatile fashion sense, her ideals, or even her experience in love with Wakana, Marin is a character anyone can relate to in some way, and I think that's the reason she's loved. Her design is also incredibly cute, so she appeals to my love for cuteness. In terms of the aesthetic appeal of My Dress-Up Darling other than Marin herself, I think the way the show looks overall is a huge factor in its popularity. Cloverworks did such a wonderful job adapting the look and feel of the manga into animation. The warm, vibrant colors give such a romantic flavor to each and every scene. The details the animators were able to capture with Marin's eyes, earrings, strands of hair, and intricate details of her cosplays is nothing short of awe-inspiring. There's one scene in particular that...
What are you confused by, Gur? What is
How are you doing today?
What's the if for? The colors are kind of subdued?
The look and feel of the manga into animation. The warm, vibrant colors give such a romantic eyes, earrings, strands of hair,
Where?
and intricate details of her cosplays is not grabbed my attention during the anime. It's during episode 3 after
I guess that's fair. I guess, yeah, they're not exactly vibrant.
Marin drags Gojo along on a cosplay shopping spree and they're walking home together. The scene is dazzling, and again, while I was reading through the fan book, saw that Marin's Japanese voice actress, Hina Sukuta, talks about it during her interview. She says,
"Besides the ocean scene, there was the scene in episode 3 where Marin is thanking Gojo-kun on the pedestrian bridge on their way home from Yuzuwaya, and a car's headlights gradually illuminate her face. That made me feel like I was watching a drama. This may be an anime, but it's not very fantastical. What it depicts is a true-to-life relationship between two people. I wanted to make that realism come through in my acting as well, so I kept it in mind whenever I shared a scene with Shoya Ishige."
Truly, My Dress-Up Darling is a very grounded...
Those are fair opinions, and honestly, I don't think they're wrong per se. I don't know if I would use that exact terminology per se. I do feel like their relationship's a little fantastical, but for the most part, I agree.
Authentic series, not only with how it depicts cosplay, but how it depicts romance. Each character's motivations, virtues, and flaws all come together to convey realistic representations of people you can meet in your daily life.
Okay, that's true. That I agree with.
Like Suguta said, the anime comes very close to emulating something like a live-action TV drama at points, despite some of the more comedic scenes the show offers. Besides how much I like the opening, I have to say, My Dress-Up Darling's ending song, Koi no Yukue, by Akari Akase, is by far one of my favorite anime ending sequences of all time.
I agree.
Every
it is
single thing about
so
this
good.
ending oozes cuteness right down to the minute details. The simple, chibi art style with adorable animations, Gojo and Marin wearing a combination of space cadet helmets that also bring to mind underwater sea divers, the hearts with the Saturn-like rings, little octopi with antennae on them hammer home this space and ocean mashing together theming. The ocean is important for both Gojo and Marin, so it's easy to see how that's relevant, but I also like how it's combined with outer space. Both the ocean and outer space are uncharted territory, mysterious. Gojo has very little experience outside his small bubble of the world, but Marin introduces him to so many new things.
The song is also a bop.
Just like an astronaut discovering the moon or a diver uncovering a new species of fish. The song itself, Koi no Yukue, translates to the whereabouts of my love, or maybe where my love is. So, like I said, the sea and space theme is representing the discovery of something new. I think the visual style of this ending is particularly attractive to women. It almost brings to mind the
I also like it.
cuteness of characters from a mascot company like Sanrio or SanX. Besides the opening and ending being super catchy, wonderful songs, I also want to
Season 2's opening is also a bang.
mention some of the OST. The original score for My Dress Up Darling is fantastic and breathes life into every scene. I think it's a super underrated soundtrack, so I want to highlight some of my favorite songs used. This track in specific caught my attention. It's called Chikara ni Naritai, which basically translates to "wanna be close to you." It feels very fluffy and shoujo-esque, even though I know that shoujo is more of a demographic than a genre. What I mean to say is it gives off very romantic vibes, like a song that plays when you fall in love.
Is this it?
This track, Arigato, is also very emotional, and the jazzy rhythm brings to mind bouquet lights and the warm happiness of a fun date.
I don't disagree.
The background music of this show is insanely good, and it wasn't until my second watch through that I started really noticing it.
Besides, since I can't really sew, the only way I can help is by emptying my wallet, right?
It definitely helps the atmosphere. It definitely helps push the tone, for sure.
No, that's not true.
Anyway, this meat roll is giving me life right now.
My Dress Up Darling features a strong, assertive, but still girly female lead who knows what she wants and chases after it no matter what. Combined with an incredibly likable, non-creepy, masculine, kind, and genuine male protagonist, it's no wonder why women flock to this series. The fan service moments are in character and mostly diegetic, meaning you aren't taken out of the show when watching. When I asked Milk what the appeal of My Dress Up Darling was in her own words, she replied, "For me, there's two main things that appeal to me. First and foremost, I find the dynamic and love story of Wakana and Marin incredibly endearing and cute. Specifically, how they end up bringing the best out of each other, especially later in the series past what the anime has covered. Secondly, I find the main theme of the series, that your passions shouldn't be something to be ashamed of no matter what, to be incredibly profound." I really couldn't have said it better myself. Not being ashamed of who you are and what you love is such a huge aspect of the show, and the reason why Marin is so great at helping Gojo heal from his past. Marin Wakana on Twitter said something similar in response, writing, "The appeal of My Dress Up Darling for me is mostly the importance of your hobbies, the things you like. It's really important to enjoy the activities that make your heart happy. For Gojo, it's Hina dolls, and for Marin, it's cosplay. They accept each other's hobbies and don't question it, they even help each other. The first episode is crucial to this, with Marin saying that you should say what's on your mind, or that it doesn't matter being a boy or a girl if you like something.
Amen.
Also, it depicts a really good relationship that gets even better further into the manga. So, anime watcher..."
It does take a long-ass time. I haven't read the manga, but from what I've been told, it takes a long-ass time for any part of their relationship to actually be a relationship.
You are in for a ride if you enjoyed the first season, cause it only gets better.
I do agree with that.
My plan for this video has been to release it on YouTube the same day as Season 2, Episode 1 of My Dress Up Darling comes out, so that if you've never seen the show, you can quickly catch up and join in on the fun watching it weekly with everyone else. If you've been on the fence about checking out this unlikely female phenomenon in anime, I really implore you to just give it a try. I'm sure you'll find at least one thing to love about it. Do you love My Dress Up Darling? What drew you in? Drop your thoughts below and make sure to like this video so I can make more anime content.
This was great. Thank you for making this video. Mimiyori, I love your way, I love how much details and how much effort you put into it. I can see why people really love it. I'll be right back. I really gotta go to the washroom. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Check me out on Twitch, SilverDFanng, 2 N's in Fang. Check me out on Twitter and Blue Sky under the same name. Also TikTok. Have a great night.